Hi guys, it's Mr. Herbst here, and today's focus is going to be on roots, stems, and leaves. Those are all parts of a plant. Plants have vascular tissues. Vascular tissues are things that transport materials from one part of an organism to another. In animals, this is a diagram of a human being and our vascular system. We have what's called arteries and veins. So on the diagram on the right, this occurs in animals. We have arteries and veins. What do arteries and veins do? Well, they're responsible for moving around blood. Blood will carry nutrients and oxygen and all these things that we need to different parts of our body so that we can use it and stay alive. Well, in plants, they don't have arteries and veins, but they have something that's very similar. They have what's called xylem and phloem. Now, those are two complicated words. Let's go ahead and explore those a little bit more. Xylem, one important thing to know about that is that it's actually dead tissue. Xylem is dead vascular tissue that's responsible for moving water up from the roots so they can be used by the rest of the plant. Phloem is living tissue that will move around sugar from the leaves where it has been created to wherever it needs to go to keep the plant alive. Now those are two complicated words, so let's go ahead and if you can remember that phloem flows food, so if you can remember those three F sounds, it will help you to remember that phloem is responsible for food and xylem is responsible for the water. Another focus today is going to be on the functions of roots. Now there are actually several different functions of roots. Primarily they are the site where water and nutrients are absorbed from the soil. They are also responsible for anchoring that plant to the ground. Without roots, the plant would just blow in the wind all over the place. It's responsible for transporting water up to the stem. And in some plants, we can store large quantities of food, actually. When we eat a carrot, we are actually eating part of a modified root. Here we have a carrot growing in the ground right here. When you're eating a carrot, you're actually eating part of the root of that plant. Our next focus is going to be on stems. Stems support leaves and flowers so that we can have them grow way up into the sky. Some of them can store minor quantities of food, and their main responsibility is to transport food and water throughout the plant so the whole organism can stay alive. Our last focus part of a plant is going to be on leaves. Leaves, their primary function is to trap light from the sun, and so that we can do a process called photosynthesis. So they have to have a large surface area. So leaves are very wide, thin things. They have a very large surface area. They sit there and soak up all the rays of the sun and do photosynthesis for us, which will make sugar.